Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Jared. Today we're going to be getting back onto work with the cars. I've got the 180 here already jacked up and we're going to do some work on the front suspension. So these cars are known to have problems with changing castor in the front end when you start to add a lot more grip, whether that be stickier tyres, bigger tyres, or change in geometry, or whether you put coilovers or stiffer suspension bushes in it that are going to transmit more load into the chassis. So Nissan did come up with a solution to this problem called the power brace, which I think they do still sell, but it is a bit on the expensive side and you can go ahead and do it yourself a lot cheaper. So what I have here is a couple of kits actually sold by GKtech to DIY this yourself. So there's three different kits here. First is these are the two weld in castor bracket supports or reinforcements. So there is a left and a right piece, and they are very nice because they have been designed with these dimple dies in it and it fits perfectly onto the bracket. The next part here is the castor arm, kind of the power brace part that Nissan sell. So these reinforce the brackets and then this joins these two brackets together. You've got these plates which weld onto the side of the arm and they'll go something like that, and then this piece welds in to then add extra reinforcement, and you've got that same on both sides, which I'll show you. And then finally what I bought, this is not castor arm or castor related, but this is for the lower control arm, and this just goes in the bottom of the arm to reinforce that lower control arm to prevent any flex as well under high cornering or high stress loads on the suspension. So these three are all sold by GKtech, but doesn't necessarily mean that you need to buy it from them. You can just buy some flat steel, draw it out, weld it in yourself, which I've done on my other car, and you can just buy some tube from your hardware store and make this as well. It's nothing special, though you do pay a bit extra to have it cut out and look very nice like GKtech have done. In my case, I've got a catch can over the radiator here and this shroud, which is going to need to come out for us to be able to tack this in place before we take it off the car. As you can see here, this is the castor arm bracket and it's not reinforced at the bottom here. So this can distort left and right and change the length of your castor arm mid-corner, especially if you're drifting. That's going to be a problem. Or if you do have modified knuckles, when you go to full lock, that can put a lot of load on this arm too. So that bar we saw is going to connect this side over to this side here to stiffen the two and triangulate it. And then that lower control arm is going to go under, it's going to reinforce underneath this arm here. It's also worth noting that if you don't have a welder, GKtech sell a bolt-on solution for the power brace. Now you can see down here we have a bit more access to welding in that bar. We can hold it from the top or weld it from the bottom. So I've just been playing with this plate here and there's a hole just here in the castor arm, which you can see. I think I'm going to put it just in front of the castor arm there, and the bar's going to sit around here just where that bolt hole is for the plastic undershield or whatever was there before. But we're going to need to clean this up at least to get a couple tacks on there, and then we can put the bar on and tack the bar as well. So we just cleaned up the face there where the tube's going to sit, and then also the edges of the bracket, so you're going to do that for both sides. So we've got the bar prepped up, the plates prepped up. I used this speed file and prepped up a spot on the top and on the side there, and did the same on the other side, just a bit hard to see. But I got at least 2 spots to put a tack on to get it in place on the bracket before we remove it off the car and weld it on the bench. The reason I'm using gasless MIG here is that it does a lot better when you're welding with impurities, such as there being paint or oil on the surface in this case. It doesn't look as tidy and it leaves some slag, but it's nothing that you can't clean up after, and it'll ensure good penetration. Got these 2 bolts in here to hold the plate in place, and I've just gone ahead and prep the sides of here and also on the bottom, which looks something like this on the other piece. And then I can go ahead and put a couple of tacks on the side there just to hold it in place, and then we'll be ready to take this bracket off to weld it on the bench. Next step we're up to is removing the brace here. So you want to go ahead and remove the bolt holding the caster arm here, and I've also removed it off the lower control arm because we are going to take the lower control arm out later. Then you can see the bracket here, which bolts up just onto the caster arm as well, and you can see that stud just sticking out. You'll need to remove the nut and the bolt on that. And then finally there's one more bolt here. And don't forget those 2 that you put in earlier, and the radiator will be sitting in this mount, so you'll just need to make sure that that's supported. So with reinforcing the lower control arm, we don't need to tack this on the car. We can just take the arm off and do it on the bench. So you will need to remove the sway bar end link and the bolt holding on to the subframe and the lower ball joint as well. So now you got it on the bench, you want to go ahead and clean up all of the edges for welding. I'm just using a wire wheel here as well as the angle grinders to get into the corners. So got all this welded up now, as well as the underside. Just got to clean it up and make it pretty. And then the last bit we've got to do is these brackets here. Got to get welded in to reinforce that mount like this. Then next we're moving on to the lower control arm. As you can see here, the main thing with orientating this is that we have this triangle to be able to access the 3 bolts that go in there, because you don't want to have it like this, not be able to put a socket or a spanner in there. So they designed it specifically that the 3 holes should be accessible with a socket. There is a bit of an overhang here. I'm not sure if I'm going to hammer that down after I weld it up. I've just cleared up the edge of the side here with the angle grinder, and we're ready to tack this into place. on the end here, once I welded it, I just used the hammer and I bent it down. And as you can see now, it follows the profile of the arm, and you can weld up the last piece here. I had to also massage this one a little bit, but it's also worked fine. Everything's been cleaned up, taped, wax and grease down, ready now for some etch primer. You want to etch this metal because it is bare, otherwise the rust will develop underneath. So we're going to do a thick layer of the etch primer, and then tomorrow morning we'll be able to put the final color on of choice. So here we go, we've got our freshly painted lower control arms that are now reinforced, as you can see, both of them. And then we've got the castor arm with the reinforced bar, as well as the plates welded underneath. And I decided to do them in a silver to make them look very similar to how the Nismo power brace looks. And just decided to keep these black because they were already black and a bit more OEM looking. So now pretty much we're just going to go ahead and put these parts back on the car just how they come off. Hey guys, so I'm out here driving now, and I've driven for about 10 minutes, and initial impression is that it's not a drastic difference, but I feel like there's a lot more response in the front of the car, and it's taken out some of the slop. When you're driving, you can feel a bit of this movement. Now it feels more like a modern car, and it's very direct. I don't feel like the wheel is kind of fighting or I have to do more corrections. It feels more smooth. So we'll just do a bit more driving here. Even on this really bumpy road, like the steering wheel isn't shaking around that much. Pretty much just turn it in. Good. Makes the car feel more solid, modern. I don't know if that would be the word. Direct. The turn in feels really good. And the response when I turn into the corner is great. Bit of scraping. Oh, I think I just blew an intercooler pipe. And that's how you blow an intercooler pipe. Well, yeah, so the intercooler pipe, the one that, not the one that I removed the other side of the coupler when I disconnected the one to the throttle body, came off. So yeah, the one I just did up was fine, but the other one I didn't touch was leaking. Alright guys, that wraps up another video. Really stoked with how everything turned out, with the braces, the lower control arm, the power brace. I did save quite a bit of money doing it myself. It does take quite a bit of time. It's probably a whole day's worth of work, taking the parts off, welding them in place, welding them on the bench, cleaning them up, priming them, coming back, painting them, then reinstalling everything. So you probably need a weekend or so without driving the car to be able to finish everything. But I do think it's worth it in the end. If you already have your engine out and you're taking these things off to do other things, then definitely do it at the same time. If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up, put a comment down below if you want, and hopefully I'll see you for the next video. Cheers.